Hello and welcome back to SnowRunner, y'all. And in this video, we're gonna do a little adventure with this thing. Also, as of the date of recording this video, this truck has actually been approved for pretty much all consoles across the board. However, it has not been approved for Switch and does not currently have any files for Switch on mod.io. Now, I'm not sure if that's because the Switch files are going to come later, or if that's just because the Switch files are not going to be a thing for this truck. But either way, I'll go ahead and keep y'all updated if I see any other little changes to that later on down the road, which they may happen. They also may not. So keep that in mind and keep your eyes on the mod.io page if you would like to see what files get added. Also, the comments on the last video about this truck were wild because half of the comments were about the truck itself and, you know, people saying they really liked it or they really enjoyed it or they're really glad to see a truck like this finally available, especially on console. But the rest of the comments were a little bit more like, well, this is the last video of yours that I will ever be watching. And of course, it's 100% your decision whether or not you watch my videos. Although it is funny to me when people post these super long, drawn out, dramatic exit comments. It just kind of, I don't know, I'm not going to talk about it for long, but it is just kind of funny to me because it's like, you could have, if you really were that upset, I don't know, you could have just left. But no, you had to write a massive piece on, I don't know, how I apparently ruined your childhood. I have seen that comment repeated so many times lately. The whole, like, you've ruined my childhood thing. And I've got to be honest, if me simply living my life is the complete, like, if that then in turn is the complete ruination of your childhood, I do not know what to tell you. So anyway, back to what we're up to. Now, I pulled this trailer out here so we could have the ATVs kind of at our disposal if we wanted them, but I decided shortly after I unloaded them that I kind of wanted to run around the racetrack in the 450. I don't know why, but I was just like, I'm out here. I might as well, especially the fact that I might as well switch it over to the faster tune and just take it to the racetrack and see what it'll do. And honestly, it did so well, so well, until I rolled it. But I'm not going to tell you where I rolled it, but I will tell you that the scenario in which I rolled it was honestly just kind of crappy because if the landing was only like an inch or two difference, I probably would have just driven away and been fine. But either way, I mean, truly, who knows? I don't know. Y'all watch the lap and let me know what you think. I mean, do you think that I could have done it a little bit differently and potentially driven away? Or do you think that, I don't know, do you think it was just going to happen regardless? Either way, we'll find out here in a moment. So another thing that I think is honestly kind of wild to me about this truck is that I feel like it's a little bit underappreciated in terms of what it can do, because I don't see a lot of people taking advantage of the features like the rollable windows or the enormous moonroof or the fold-away hitch, which is also a really, really cool feature. So I really think that a lot of the people that have kind of put SnowRunner to the sidelines have potentially just unknowingly missed out on a truck that's honestly just really, really good. So, and I'm going to come in here and say this, and I'm sure somebody is going to get mad at me for saying this in the comments because every time I say something like this, someone gets angry at me. But this truck, this mod, I mean, the fact that this mod is free is absolutely wild. I mean, compare this truck with all of its quality and features and all of the different things you can do with it to, say, for example, a vanilla game DLC vehicle. Now, before fans of the vanilla game or people that strictly never use mods get upset and angry and write, massive amounts of angry comments about that statement, before y'all go absolutely wild in the comments, I do want to go ahead and say real quick that there is just so much detail in this truck. And yes, I know that it's not necessarily going to meet your standard of, whatever that standard is for vanilla vehicles, because in my opinion, it looks better. It's got more customization options. It's more fun to drive, all of those different things. And that's, of course, not to say that I don't enjoy driving vanilla vehicles as well. But to say that vanilla vehicles are just blanket better than a truck like this, I don't know. That just that I don't fully understand. And of course, if you feel differently with that, you can let me know why and how you kind of got to that in the comment section down below, because I would honestly just really like to hear from y'all about that, because I've honestly been seeing an uptick in the amount of people, or at least recently I've been seeing an uptick in the amount of people kind of coming at mods and saying, well, I don't use them, or I normally don't use them, or I don't use them because vanilla vehicles are better. And I don't really know where that comes from. I don't necessarily see mods as a better or worse option. I see it more as just like a different option as opposed to a better or worse one. But I think we see a lot of that in really any community on the internet, especially when it comes to, obviously we see it when it comes to gaming, but we also see it in just about every other type of fandom or fan base or this, that, and the other, what have you, is that people don't necessarily, or rather not people as like a whole overarching sense, but a lot of people don't seem to have a differentiation between, okay, well, you made this choice and this person made this choice because one worked better for this person and the other worked better for this person. And I think a lot of people have to say, well, this was the good choice and this was the bad choice. Whereas, like, I don't know, to me, it's like they're both choices. If you want to drive vanilla vehicles only, that's fine. But at the same time, there are so many amazing mods out there that to stand around and call all of them bad or worse than vanilla vehicles, or to say that anybody that uses them just isn't playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, or they're playing the game wrong, or this, that, and the other, that's just honestly not true. And of course, you may agree with that, or you may entirely disagree with everything that I've just said, and you might just run to the comments and just say, no, that's not correct. Mods are crap, and anyone that uses them is crap or a cheater. And to be fair, if that's how you feel about mods in general, I honestly don't really know why you're watching videos about them, unless you see a video about a mod, and every video about mods that you see for this game, you just go and comment, mods are bad. I also have no idea where that goblin voice came from, so I don't think we're going to be using that again. That was not a grand moment. I'll go ahead and say that right now. But I don't know, some of the things I've seen in the comment section as of recently have definitely brought out a little bit more of my goblin side, because so many comments that I've seen as of recently have been on that whole, like, I don't know, it's either been people that have been on the train of, hating on SnowRunner mods for whatever reason, or it's been people that have been on the train of, you've ruined my childhood. And I'm like, I just honestly don't get it. And I could go on and on and on about how I don't get it. But at the same time, if I respond to those, then you get a whole nother subset of people in the comments that are mad that I responded. So I guess it's just one of those cases of, no matter what you do, there are almost always going to be people that are mad at you for it. Hell, at a certain point, I feel like sometimes you have to just accept that no matter what you do, there are going to be people that are just going to be mad regardless. Some people just exist in a state of mad. So, I mean, when you have people that exist in a state of angry all the time, I think you just have to, like, honestly, for me, what I do is I just go back to the standpoint of, well, if you want to be mad, I'm not going to stop you. But I sure as hell am not going to share in your constant anger. But either way, this tangent has gone on for, honestly, a little bit too long. But if y'all enjoyed this adventure and would like to see the next one, make sure that you let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button and make sure that those notifications are on. And I will see y'all next time.